5'2".
5'3".
The girl from Alabama known as Short and Curvy, Jackie! All the way from the heart of America, she's 5'7", known as Legs for Days, Maranda the Cyclone! So to start off the month of October, we've decided.
It got a name. It's the week of scares.
It was terrible.
Yeah, for sure. There was definitely a whole list of schools that scared the crap out of their fans.
Texas, Georgia, LSU, South Carolina, Florida State. How many more do we got?
Oregon?
Oregon.
Yeah.
And one more I can think of.
For 15 seconds for the first time in a very long time, Alabama gave somebody else 15 seconds of fame for making us trail 7-6. And then we ran back a kickoff for 99 yards.
Yeah.
So really, it wasn't going to work out for you, Ole Miss. I'm sorry. It just wasn't going to happen.
You redeemed yourselves, but for a slight second, they got a little excited.
It just was a little tense in Maranda. So first off, we started the week with a Thursday night upset because Stanford lost to Washington.
More than a scare. Straight up, you're ranked number 8 and you lose.
Yeah, straight up, it's awful. It's a bad day. Like, go to the bar and drink your sorrows away. Yeah. Awful loss for Stanford. So this actually makes USC's loss look even worse because this means that technically Washington could have beat USC.
See? Yes. I don't think they really could, but
I don't either.
When you're looking statistically, yes.
Yeah.
They could have won. Good job, guys.
This is all shaping up for the USC-Oregon matchup. I cannot wait to see.
Quack, quack. Alright, so a game that I think is absolutely obnoxious, but there was a few highlights, was West Virginia and Baylor. The score 70-63. Are you kidding me? Like, defense doesn't exist, I guess, anymore. We just decided to, have a whole bunch of touchdowns. The only thing that, I thought was somewhat exciting is this is the highest scoring game in the Big 12 of all time. And Geno Smith was 45 for 51 passes and threw for, over 650 some odd yards, which is amazing and fun to watch. And finally, hopefully, we have someone that can maybe be a Heisman hopeful.
Oh, wait.
Everyone else is being terrible.
What's that? Oh, West Virginia just scored another touchdown.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wait, Baylor did too.
Yeah, why stop now, guys?
Just keep going.
Okay.
Then the other game that was really kind of worth watching, one of the, in my opinion, the best game in the Big 12 this weekend was Texas and Okie State, 40-36. Texas won. Pretty predictable game, I think, as far as Texas, but it was really fun watching kind of the horizontal playing from Okie State towards the end of the game. Didn't quite agree with the ref's call on Texas's touchdown. One of these little bad boys, I don't think he got a touchdown, but good game nonetheless in Texas. I will semi-say you deserved the win. I never do the Texas symbol right. I always go like this.
No,
I know.
Yeah.
So you get a semi one of these this week. Only a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you beat Okie State.
Next, we had Urban Meyer's new Ohio State dominating kind of just a weak Big Ten in general. Great for you, but you can't do anything about it. So I don't really know if this is good or fair. Do you deserve to even be ranked when you can't do anything about it at the end of the season? I don't know.
And in my book, as far as the Big Ten, no one looks good.
Right.
So it's oh, awesome, you're winning in a conference of no one that looks good so far. There's no big leaders.
No.
You're all disappointing us. Come on, pick it up.
Get it together. Then we move on to the polls that came out. So right now, LSU is the only team that has beaten a ranked opponent. Founding statement.
Yes.
What about Alabama and Michigan? That happened right off the bat. Yeah, Michigan isn't even in the top 25 right now.
Doesn't count. This week, finally, we're going to get into some really good matchups that are going to be worth watching. So get your drinks ready and a whole Saturday worth of sitting on your butt in a bar, because that's what's going to happen this week.
Yeah, just prepare your bank account and your liver.
Yes.
Because it's going to be all day.
Get your nachos ready. So it started out, a game that I'm really excited for. Two teams we've already talked about this week, but it's worth mentioning because they're actually showing themselves to be worth watching, and that's West Virginia and Texas.
The two Big 12 teams. It's going to be a good matchup and probably a really high-scoring game unless West Virginia's defense actually shows up this week, which I don't know where the hell they were.
Yeah, I'm sure Smith won't have as many passing yards this week as he did last week, but either way, it will be the best game by far in the Big 12 this week, let alone maybe this entire season. Yeah. So that's my call, but my win's going to West Virginia. Sorry, Longhorns. The next game that I'm just only calling out because it's a big rivalry within the state, and I think it's going to be a giant blowout with like a 40-point spread, is Kansas versus Kansas State. And Jackie's showing a little Wildcat support this week.
I not intentionally, I swear to God, I just went to Forever 21 and it looked like a football shirt.
So anyways, go Wildcats. I'm hoping for like a huge spread on this because, you know, we're not the hugest Jayhawks.
Hugest.
We make up words here. It's fine.
So lastly, we actually have a top 10 matchup next week with Georgia versus SoCo, University of South Carolina. In Columbia, South Carolina, I do not think that the Dogs are going to be able to win versus Steve Spurrier's game. Not a good. Okay.
They might. It is Georgia, and sometimes they decide to play when it's against high-ranked teams in their own conference. So maybe we'll get a good matchup. I think they might try this week, so I'm going to say go Georgia on this one. We'll see who wins.
We disagree. All right, so the last thing we have to tell you about is a new app. It's called Shout.
It's awesome.
And you play with the game that you're watching. So you take a guess at whatever the question is. You know, will they get a first down, a field goal? What happens next?
Yeah.
And they have to punt.
Safety, whatever.
And the first person to answer correctly, or the first number of people to answer correctly, win a prize. This week, I won a $5 gift card to Starbucks.
Sweet, and it's free.
Yeah.
So you just won by being smart.
Exactly. So take a guess, download the free Shout app, and let us know exactly what you think, and you'll be playing against us and everyone else.
We also want to give a big thank you and shout out to South in Santa Monica. They hosted us this past weekend on Saturday for our signing and our meet and greet, and it was awesome. We got to sign pictures for fans, and so come join us. We'll be doing it again, and we'll announce when, but big thank you to South. You guys are amazing.
And also a very big thank you for the studio space, free beer, and awesome good times to TalkSportsDrinkBeer.com. They are our brothers from another mother and website. Yeah.
We love you.
So thanks everybody for watching this week.
Thanks, guys.
Stay tuned later. We'll have our individual picks later in the week, and we'll be challenging each other and going back and forth versus Georgia, South Carolina, and a couple other teams.
Go State. Bye,
Roll
guys.